The Labour Party's plans to introduce a digital pound and embrace digital assets could concern UK users due to potential impacts on privacy, financial security, and the stability of traditional banking systems. This shift towards digital currency may also lead to changes in how people manage and access their money, raising questions about technological adoption and the regulatory landscape. Today's episode is sponsored by Cake Wallet, where you can send, receive, and even exchange your crypto right from within the wallet. Cake Wallet is open source and non-custodial, so you control your own private keys. Available today on iOS, macOS, Android, and Linux. And StealthEX, a privacy-centric crypto exchange which enables you to make crypto-to-crypto exchanges anonymously. Hi everybody and welcome back again to another episode of Enter Crypto with me, Chris Kenyon. Now in today's video we're going to be talking about the UK's Labour Party. They have now pretty much fully committed to this idea of a digital pound, CBDC or Bitcoin, whatever you want to call it, and there's talks also that they are actually considering crypto as well. So as always guys, let's jump straight into this article, see what it's about, see what we can learn, and then we'll comment after. So last week's landslide victory for Britain's Labour Party places Keir Starmer in a unique opportunity to reshape the UK's financial landscape. The Labour Party has already made, as part of its mandate for financial services published in January, a commitment to expand the use of AI in financial services to move open banking forward, for increased competition in retail payments, to embrace open finance, and to work on creating a UK central digital currency, which is a state-backed digital pound. While the details on various proposals were missing in the party's manifesto, which touched upon a CBDC, Labour's plans for financial services showed more of a commitment than any other political party to creating a digital pound. This is according to Jannah Patchay, who's the Executive Board Director at the Digital Pound Foundation. In February 2023, the UK Treasury and the Bank of England already announced that state-backed digital pound would likely be introduced later this decade. While the previous Conservative government did not move towards digital currencies due to the fact that cryptocurrencies are not backed by a central bank and the value can shoot up and down rapidly, the digital pound issued by the Bank of England would be far less volatile. 10 digital pounds will always be worth the same as £10 in cash, the Treasury maintains. The next hurdle for the crypto trade, however, is to convince the UK Treasury and the Bank of England that the technology proposed to develop the digital pound is similar to that of cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, and many experts in the field see the new Labour government as having the potential to move toward digital assets, a move that would position the UK as a global crypto hub. This is according to Nigel Green, who's the CEO of De Vere Group, which is a leading financial advisory and fintech. And the article does go on a little bit longer, just going into more detail about a CBDC. Now, I thought I'll cut it short there as I don't want to bore you to death, and because we get the message. Now, firstly, there's many things we can talk about with this article, and I think chief amongst them, or one of the the main reason, the main problem with this is that they compare Bitcoin to a digital pound, or the crypto to a CBDC. They are not the same in any way, shape or form. For a start, Bitcoin is decentralized, meaning there is no one issuer. The network issues Bitcoin bit to miners based on the rewards and based on solving the hash. Now, a CBDC is issued by the Bank of England, which is a centralised entity. There is one of them, and so it's very vulnerable and weak, and it gets to decide how many pounds are in circulation. It gets to decide how much more we're going to print, so to speak, or how much more we're going to take off the table. They get to decide everything about it. So we're at the whim. We're basically under their control. They create the rules for us and for the currency, and we follow it. We have to follow this system. And just that alone, Bitcoin is opt-in. We decide whether we want to use Bitcoin or not. You will not get a choice with a CBDC. If the government says you're going to pay taxes and you're going to be paying it in digital pounds, you'll be paying it in digital pounds. There's no, there's no negotiation with the government. You will pay it or you'll go to jail. And because we will be forced to use this currency, they can monitor this like you will have never seen before. We already have digital currency in some form today. When you think, you go to the ATM or you look at your bank account online, it's all digital. Money gets moved digitally from one bank to another. So it's already happening, but this is different. This is going to be basically programmable money. They're going to be able to decide what, they just as an example, they can actually decide that if some money goes into your account now, £100, for example, if you don't spend it by, within the next 3 months, that £100 disappears. They can program it so that money is tokenized to such a way that, it can be programmed to do anything and behave in any way. They can program it to earn interest on it, a particular rate of interest in one part of the country, and then in another part of the country they can incentivize you to spend by giving you a lower interest rate on your CBDC money that you'll have in your little app on your phone. And so, they will be able to see everything. And businesses will only be able to accept this CBDC. You will only be able to pay through this government app. And so if you say something that the government doesn't like, or if you're a political leader or something like that, they will be able to switch your little app off. And you can't buy anything anymore. It's not like cash, where if you've got cash, you can just pay anybody, can accept, everywhere accepts cash pretty much. With a CBDC, if they want to switch you off, just like they can close your bank account now, if NatWest, Nationwide, Barclays decide they don't like you, or they don't like what you say, they can close your bank account, for any reason. It's a private business, they can do that. I don't think they should be able to do it, but they can do it. And the government's just going to be able to do that as well, just on a larger scale. And I would imagine that if you do as you're told, and if you behave the way that the government wants you to, by incentivizing you to, for example, not buy too much fuel. If you're under a certain amount of fuel, buying a certain amount of fuel under a certain quota each month, they may reward you with a higher interest rate on your digital pounds. And there's things like that they're going to do to basically incentivize us to do things and not do other things. And if they, for example, don't want people to smoke anymore, or don't want people to drink anymore, they'll just stop you. Your payment will just not go through. And it won't be because you haven't got the money. It'll be because they've decided that they don't want you to do that. They don't want you to smoke. So now you can't smoke. How are you going to smoke if you can't buy them? Or if you're under a certain age, let's say they've decided, and I don't mean minors, I mean, if they've decided that everybody under 30 shouldn't smoke because maybe they're going to be a burden on the NHS later in life, everybody under 30, if your date of birth, is at a certain point, then your CBDC will not be able to buy cigarettes. Your pounds in your account, those pounds will not be able to buy the things that the government has decided you're not able to buy based on your age. And this is all the intentional stuff with the government. This is the stuff that the government intends to do. But what if the Bank of England gets hacked or gets attacked by a foreign government, or by, an adversary or an enemy of the UK or something like that, that's not intentionally done by our government? What's that going to do to us? Are we going to actually be able to buy bread the next day? Is our digital pound gonna work if the system goes offline? No, it's not, is it? So, there's a lot to be said for cash. And also Bitcoin and other crypto, the decentralized cryptocurrencies, is that you don't have one point of attack like you do with the Bank of England. It's the central bank. Well, it's in the name. It's a centralized entity. It's a central bank. With Bitcoin, it's obviously got nodes spread out all over the globe, and even in space now, there's satellites with running Bitcoin software. So to attack Bitcoin, you have to attack all them nodes all over the world at the same time. With the CBDC or Bitcoin, you just have to attack the Bank of England. That's it. So in my opinion, a CBDC is going to be a real problem for us, and especially for people who think that the governments shouldn't be, encroaching onto our privacy and, having the ability to be able to surveil us 100% of the time, having, not being able to ever do anything without being watched. So that's the article for today, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on that notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any future updates. And I'll see you all next time.